war. Hang on to your seat, baby, because this one's a screamer.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
So time comes to y'all with another video. Once again, happy Easter to you all, you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hype up the video. If y'all not subscribed to the membership, please do, because I'm gonna drop a video today of why my schedule last month was like a little bit sporadic. Y'all probably, some of y'all gonna care, because it's gonna be a little interesting story time or whatever, because it's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna explain everything, and then at the end, I'm gonna ask y'all for a favor, a really, really, really big one. You get what I'm saying? So subscribe to the membership if y'all aren't, because y'all, it's gonna be a little story time about what happened and why my schedule was like sporadic and stuff. So yeah. Anyways, y'all, enough of the chit chat. We doing the Hollywood hot topics, you guys. So we're catching up on all the entertainment news that has been going on as of lately. First, I wanted to start off with something that's a little bit on the sadder side, and I want to pose a question with this story that I'm going to talk about. So there was this mayor that was unalived by her husband. She goes by the name of Nancy. What's so crazy is because where this happened is very close to what I would say childhood. So that's what makes it even sadder. And another thing is she's Haitian. So that adds another layer. So this is her and this is her husband. So her name is Nancy Metayer Bowen, and she was found unalive on Wednesday, April 1st. So the husband, which is him, ended up unaliving her on a night and then slept there the night after downstairs after unaliving her and pop out her 3 times. But what happened was around 10 a.m. local time, they said the Coral Springs Police Department found Metayer Bowen, 38, unalived while conducting a well-being check at her home in the 800 block of Northwest 127th Avenue. Coral Springs Police Chief Brad said in a press conference that the fatal unaliving is being investigated as a DV incident. Her husband, Stephen Bowen, is in our custody. There are no additional suspects at this time. There are no immediate threats to anyone in the public. Metayer Bowen's husband, Stephen Bowen, is being held at Broward County's main jail without bond, having been charged with premeditated unaliving and tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, according to online records. Concern about Mateo Brown's well-being arose on Wednesday when she failed to attend a meeting. So that's when they started contacting her, and then she wasn't picking up. What bothers me about this story is because I didn't see enough think pieces. I didn't see enough people talking about this. But then you have a basketball player who's talking about, oh, he don't think a man should sleep with a man, a woman should sleep with a woman. And there's a million and one think pieces, and it becomes this whole big story. The reason why I'm putting these two stories together is because the amount of stories that we have seen of DV situations of women being unalived by men, and let me emphasize, straight men, one more time, straight men, this year alone is crazy. I'm talking, and y'all, and I know this because I run a blog, so my sisters post this stuff, and they kind of, run it by me a little bit before posting some of the stuff or whatever. So the stories that have come out as of this year in DV cases alone of women being unalived by their partner, husband, boyfriend, whatever you want to call it, is astronomical. But then people are focused on LGBT. Why? Why is that? Why are stories not this being more of a talk piece, but anything gay becomes this whole thing? It becomes a whole spectacle. But then you have innocent people like this dying, women especially, being unalived, and it becomes this whole thing. The moment somebody says something about against gays or anything like that, it becomes a whole headline. Why? Stories like this are not given enough green light to me. They're not given enough spotlight. This man was clearly jealous of her success, and he unalived her because of that. Okay? And the reason I compare it to that is that basketball player that recently went on record talking about how he feels about men being with men and all this stuff or whatever, going on this tangent. That became a headline for like a week straight. It still is at this point. They're literally following him as he's on the streets still preaching or whatever, and it's still being made a story. But nobody's making a story about how there is a high rise in regards to DV situations and women being unalived. Once again, I'm going to reiterate, by straight men. Not a gay man. That's all I'm going to say. So I want to pose that question and for you guys to answer it down below. Why is that anytime somebody's against the community or has something negative to say about it, it becomes everybody in these think pieces and gays are issues and are such a problem. But then we see this trend that's, I feel like, is rising of women being killed by their mate and partner. And sometimes they'll even unalive the child. Thank God she didn't have any children. Why is that not being talked about as much as that issue? Or issue, I put emphasis because I don't think it's an issue as the media is trying to make it seem like, LGBT is just ruining this earth every 2 seconds and unaliving kids and children and mothers. But I want y'all to comment down below because I'm really interested to hear your thoughts, because that's something that I was talking about in my Discord that I noticed. It's like, why is this not a big of a headline as that? Because it's like these men right now are killing these women off like it's nobody's business. And they're not blinking an eye. For him to do that and to sleep in the same place he did it, whether it been upstairs, downstairs, that's the next level of sick. Now, they did release the dispatch call from his side of the family. So on his side of the family, he ended up telling like an uncle that he did something and that she's gone, right? So the aunt ended up calling 911 because of everything that happened, everything that they were told through him, which is Steven. And I don't want to make this story about that with the basketball player. It's just, I've noticed to where like the world is worried about the wrong stuff. Y'all worried about people that's not bothering y'all versus situations that are actively going on and trends that are actually going up. But we're not talking about those trends. We're focused on things we don't like personally. Things that are not, in the grand scheme of things, affecting anyone, to be honest. Especially what people are doing in their bedroom secretly. Not secretly, but you know what I'm saying? Doing their bedrooms in private. I'm just saying, okay? Now, I did make a mistake, y'all. It was actually his mom and then his uncle. So he ended up telling his uncle, and then his mom ended up calling the police after they were told. So, you guys, I want y'all to take a close listen. This is the 911 dispatch call, which once again, I hate dispatch callers. I cannot stand dispatch callers. Like, they're some of the most, like, I could never work a job like that. Like, oh my God. Like, you got to ask all these questions when people are shooken up. They done been through trauma. And you got to ask them 1,000,001 questions. That's not going to help anything. And sometimes by the time they get there, the situation's already been done. So it's like, ugh.
2026, 13:51 and 18 seconds.
911, what is your emergency?
I'm calling to, no, but they know that all the police is here already. I'm calling to report a possible crime in Coral Springs.
What kind of crime?
The Coral Springs police is already at the house, is at the vice mayor house. Just tell the police that they need to go in the house, okay?
Okay, no problem. And who am I speaking with?
You're talking. I was just here with the police.
Okay. Do you know if they have any? Does anybody have keys to get in?
Tell them to break down the door. What's the punch lock? Yes, it's a punch lock, but we don't have the code.
No, they don't have the code.
Right, I understand that, but they can't. They need a reason
Tell
to
them
break
to
down
break down the door and go down, whatever means. And 2 bad dogs are there. They need to have one of the
Okay, ma'am, I understand that we're worried about her and we're trying to find her, but we can't just break down the door. We have to have a reason, and right now there's not a reason to break down the door.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, my name is, her husband is my nephew.
Okay, I understand that we're worried about her, but right now we don't have the right to break down the door. We have no reason to break down the door, so without a warrant or something, we can't just break it down.
I'm going to give you a reason.
Okay.
Okay, my nephew, her husband, came to my house this morning and told me that he did something to her.
Okay, her
I said,
husband?
is he alive? He said, no. Huh?
Her husband?
Yes.
What bothered me about this 911 call is the mom. Like, first of all, I get that's your son, but you trying to protect your son over something he already done did. You know what he told your brother. So you might as well just tell the dispatch person what happened, what he told both of you. Well, he told the uncle, and of course the uncle told her what he said. Because they ain't gonna change nothing. The body's still in there. He gonna get arrested. So you trying to protect your son in the midst of something he already did. It's too late now. Because that's what she wasn't trying to give over the information. Nah, babes. It's already late.
Okay, and when you saw the officers earlier, did you tell them that?
I did not see any officer. I live in Lauderdale. I just drove up to Parkland to my sister, who you were talking to.
Okay. And so did he tell your sister that, or did he tell you that?
He told me this.
Okay, and what time did he tell?
And there's another part to the story that you guys is actually so eerie and even sadder, because that family, Nancy's family, already experienced another death in another way that's connected to a school pow-powing. So
Tell you that?
Oh, about 10, 15.
Okay, and you're her uncle?
His uncle.
His uncle. Okay, no problem. What is your name? Okay, well, let them know that it's information. And what is your phone number?
I'm glad they did the right thing and ended up calling the cops. And because y'all know me, I love ID channel. So I watch stories like this where some people are told and they try to help their family member and all this stuff. Wouldn't have been me, babes. I ain't going down for no bitch. I don't care who you are. Sorry. I love my freedom. Okay. I could go where I please, have my dog around. I ain't getting, man, please. So I'm glad they did the right thing. Now, this is where the story gets sad, because she is the brother of there was a young boy who ended up unaliving himself that was a part of the Parkland shooting. So he ended up unaliving himself, and that is her brother. So that family has now dealt with 2 deaths in the span of like a couple of years, because this had just happened some months before. So that's what makes the story even eerier, the fact that that connection is happening. So he's really a piece of crap, because you didn't even care that the family already is grieving one time. You're now going to make the family grieve 2 times in a row. You even think of that before unaliving her. So that family is probably like heartbroken, because now they done lost 2 kids in a span of 2 years.
Rushed over to Nancy's Coral Springs home after she failed to show up to several scheduled meetings.
911, what is your emergency?
I'm calling to report a possible crime.
The urgency escalated on voices in those 911 calls.
Reason
Tell
to
them
break
to
down
break down the door and go down, whatever means.
Ma'am, I understand that we're worried about her and we're trying to find her, but we can't just break down the door. We have to have a reason.
Nancy's lifeless body was found inside of her home, wrapped in a blanket and garbage bags. Detectives believe Nancy's husband used a rifle to shoot his spouse 3 times on the night before she was discovered, and then he slept downstairs afterwards, a crime Bowen allegedly admitted to his own uncle.
Okay, my nephew, her husband, came to my house this morning and told me that he did something to her.
Okay,
And I feel bad for the uncle, because God forbid somebody tell you they unalive somebody and listen, if somebody were to do a crime, don't tell me. I don't want to know about it. Like, the fear that probably ran through that man's body, because he's probably thinking, if I tell anyone, he gonna get me next. So thank God he was brave enough to still go to the law and call the law, because he could have felt such fear to where he could have kept it quiet.
I
her
said,
husband?
is he alive? He said no.
Bowen has been charged with premeditated murder and tampering with evidence. On social media, he documented a fascination with guns. State records show he has an active license as a radiology tech, and he last worked at Delray Medical Center. Nancy's loss rushed over to Nancy's Coral.
Okay, so that is the brother right there in the picture. Now, he was a part of the Parkland tragedy, and his name was Donovan Joshua Lay Metayer, which is her born last name. That's not her marital last name. The Metayer is her name that she was actually born with, and then the Bowen was her marital last name that was added after they got married. This whole situation to me is just so sad because it really does hit close to home. But what bothers me about it is just I'm seeing stories like this happen all too often and every day at that. I'm talking every day. If not every day, every other day. It's either the wife ends up killing the husband or the kids, or the husband or boyfriend ends up doing it to the wife or the girlfriend. Something has to be done in regards to these DV situations because it's just not getting better. We're just seeing it go up and up and up. And this is why I feel like people that hold those licenses to carry, it needs to be way more rigorous in regards to how and who should be able to obtain those licenses. Because it's gotten to the point where I feel like it's too easy. All right, so RIP does go out to Nancy. And then also her family as well, because I know her parents are probably devastated dealing with those losses so quickly back to back. But once again, answer both of those questions for me. That first one that I have of LGBT being such a focus in regards to them being put down versus situations like this, where I feel like that's swept so quickly under the rug and people just don't talk about it or do think pieces about it enough. And then also too, if y'all notice a high increase in DV situations going down like I have. And I also feel like a lot of it too is because right now the economy is so shitty, everybody's being forced to live with each other that shouldn't be living with each other. But that's a whole nother video. Now on to something more comedic, y'all. So it looks as if Trick Daddy, y'all, is facing backlash, which he has responded to with an AKA Sorority performance. Okay, so they came on, they said, hey, Sarah, yeah, Sarah, we got today performing Trick Daddy, okay, on the stage, Sarah, y'all ready? And then he came on stage, he said, you know that bust a pussy like me, that lie like me, you know that. Okay, and all the Sarahs were like, oh, okay. This story to me is funny because it's like, what did y'all expect to get booking somebody named Trick? Then his name is already unbookable for an event like this. Trick Daddy. Keyword trick. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think you was going to get. You know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me Omarion wasn't available? Usher wasn't available? I could go down the line. You know what I'm saying? Miguel wasn't available. Like, there's just so many other celebrities. Hell, Bobby Valentino. Let me stop.
Y'all here, they're doing too much. Yep.
Now, this is the video of the guy, one of the people that were at this AKA Sorority Regional Conference that was attending and captured, you know, the Trick Daddy concert of it all.
Yeah, I know they passed their bedtime. It's about 10:30. They done shut it down. They done shut down the concert.
Let's give Trick Daddy a round of applause.
Trick Daddy is 60 years.
I don't know why. This seems like an episode of Proud Family or the Parkers. We're the Parkers. We're doing things we're good at. Come join us. We're the Parkers. Ooh, mama. It's giving Professor Ogilvy book Trick Daddy and then do his research on who Trick Daddy is.
So talking about what?
We went a little too far.
Hey man,
Okay, man. I feel like it's not Trick Daddy's fault that y'all didn't do y'all due diligence to know who he is. Cause one of his biggest records ain't Nanho. Like, come on now. Like, of course he's gonna perform that. He's gonna perform all his greatest hits. So that's not his fault that y'all didn't do y'all research and y'all got what y'all got. So he did respond to it and also kind of threatened Tiffany Moore which is the person who put out the statement in regards to it, which we're gonna read in a little bit.
My records. You should have known that when you booked me. But don't put out no statement talking about you told me what the motherfucker you gave me a.
That's like booking Lil Baby for Pride, and then DaBaby for Pride, and then expecting him to interact with the attendees. It's just not gonna happen. He gonna get his coin and go. He gonna pull a Jules. You know what I'm saying? He gonna pull that Jules, and that's just gonna be it. That's it, and that's all.
Playlist. You can't give me no motherfucking playlist. This ain't your. They booked me to perform. So in the comments, I want y'all to tell me in the comments. I want to know.
So this was the statement. She said, to my sisters and sorors who were attending the 73rd South Atlantic Regional Conference, Alpha Kappa Sorority Inc., South Atlantic Region, contracted with Trick Daddy, a rapper from Miami, to perform a selected list of songs after our Step and Stroll competition on Friday night. We met several times with him and his team to detail our requirements, including attire. That man came not dressed. Language and specific songs. Unfortunately, our requirements were ignored. I feel like this, just not even finish off the statement, which we're going to finish it. If you have to do all these requirements and like certain passerbys to be able to book an artist, and you have this list of demands, you should not be booking that artist, straight up. That's like I'm asking somebody to do an interview and they say, oh, I don't want to talk about this. Okay, bet, I don't want to do it no more. No. Like, what? Like, that to me is crazy. No. You cannot book an artist and have all these demands of what they can and cannot perform and all of this. If you're booking that artist, you should be happy with their entire catalog. To where if they perform whatever song they perform, you're going to be okay with it. Straight up. Like, you don't got to worry about them performing something else that's not their song, because all of their tracks and stuff, they're going to perform and you okay with their whole catalog. Now, it goes on to say the language, the lyrics, Soror Annie almost had a heart attack. And the comments made by the artist were not acceptable. I ended the performance because of the disrespect for our organization and for our brand. So, our step teams represented the creativity, the discipline, and excellence. You know that was a part of ROTC, right? That make our sisterhood proud. And I regret that this performance distracted from that experience. Thank you, my sisters, my fellow sorors, for standing grace and continuing to uphold the dignity and that define the Alpha Kappa Sorority, Inc. in the South Atlantic region. Sign your favorite soror, Tiffany. Let me stop. Y'all know I gotta do my little add-ins. Now, I feel like Trick not wrong for feeling the way, but Trick also, you a little bit wrong too. I'm gonna tell y'all why. You shouldn't have agreed to do it. If you gotta have so much restrictions on a person to be able to do something, you shouldn't even do it. Child, that happened to me the other day. That's why I said subscribe to the membership, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all, because I feel like I didn't get a certain opportunity because they were scared of me because of this platform. Straight up. I'm telling y'all. As much as y'all think, oh, this is fun, it's all, yeah, it may stop with stuff. It may stop a couple stuff, which I'm realizing now. Okay, it may stop a couple of things for me. I'm not gonna lie, and it happened the other day. Like literally, it happened the other day. I was like, it low-key gagged me. It didn't hit me till like the day later, and I was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow.
When it's time for Trick Daddy to perform at your event, what the f do you think he gonna perform? What do you think he gonna perform? So the girl name is Tiffany Moore something. Tiffany, the director, the Southeast Regional Director. You should have stayed off social media, put my name involved in there, because I heard you running for some type of office or something. I would get on your every day until you won't motherfucking win. Don't play with me.
Child, Trick came in a beanie, a shirt, and some jeans. A real Miami shit. I know the older sorors were so surprised when they see him pop up like that.
Don't play. That's right. So I'm performing for the AKAs, and yeah, I do jump on it. That's one of my records. You should have known that when you booked me. But don't put out no statement talking about you told me what the motherfucker, you gave me a playlist. You can't give me no motherfucker playlist. This ain't your out. They booked me to perform. So in the comments, I want y'all to act.
Okay, so what y'all think, who was in the wrong in this situation? Now, if you were, this is what I think happened. I think that they tried to like say, oh, can you only perform this, and that? Can you do this, and that? And they gave it to Trick's team. And I think Trick's team allegedly failed to go back to him with that information, because I'm pretty sure if they went back to him with that information, he would have said, hell no, I'm not doing it. And the reason why they probably failed to do so, allegedly, this is just me guesstimating on what happened. I feel like they thought that Soror people, they weren't serious about it. They were just like, putting little things that they may have wanted, but they didn't think they were going to stand on business when that day came. And they stood on business when that day came. Y'all get what I'm saying? So that's really the problem. That's how I feel. Now, let's talk about DaBaby. The situation with DaBaby and the art, y'all, the gays going to cancel me, but I'm on DaBaby side. Sorry. I'm on his side. I get exactly how he feels. With everything going on in the world right now, children should not be like, there's just certain things that you should just not do. And this is one of them. You know what would have made this situation completely different? Had DaBaby been a part of the portrait. So there was an artist that painted a picture of DaBaby's daughters and tried to hand it off to him at like a booking, right? In the middle of the club, as he's walking through, he tried to give it to DaBaby. DaBaby looked at it and stiff-armed it. He kind of gave it a me mug too, right? And didn't accept it. Now, a lot of people felt like, oh, he was rude. He should have taken it. How dare he? Boo, boo, boo. I don't agree with that, because right now it's too much things going on in regards to the PDF files of things. Why are you painting another man's children without him being a part of the portrait? And you do not know him like that. I get he was trying to do it as a nice gesture, but in the grand scheme of things, knowing the type of person that DaBaby is and his social media presence, this not no nice nigga. Straight up. Like, that's a mean nigga. Like, you gotta kind of know what the type of person you're dealing with. Like, that's a mean nigga. So he not a friendly nigga off the bat. So you as an artist should have that in mind to think, maybe I should just paint a portrait of him by himself. Or paint a portrait of a past album cover that he did. He'll, of course, would have took that because it's just him. When you put his kids in it, and his kids in it are by themselves, that's where, I'm not mad at him for feeling a little weirded out about that. That would, in my opinion, would make me feel like, why couldn't I be in a portrait? Why you just painting my daughters? That's like painting Northwest and giving it to Kanye. Kanye would have probably had that same reaction. He would have stiff-armed it. Like, it's just like, some people don't play when it comes to their children. So it's like, you gotta kind of be careful, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what art you do and put out and the way that you go about it. And to me, the area that he was trying to hand off the art in a club too was, I think, another reason why he stiff-armed it the way that he did. I feel like had it been more of like a private one-on-one thing, he probably would have had a conversation with him like, hey, I don't appreciate you doing this art, blah, blah, blah. But with it being so public, he probably didn't want to get into it with that stiff-armed him. Now, he did reply back to the naysayers and the hate that he was getting, because a lot of people felt like, he was wrong in this situation. Now, this is what I don't agree with. You threatening the man. Did you not learn from all your past legal shit? You threatening this man online. So now if he gets touched, not just you, because I don't think he'll be dumb enough to do it, to be honest. Because that would be a good lawsuit. Hit me, DaBaby. I want the money. Straight at. You know what I'm saying? I need me a good lawsuit right now. I'm telling you, I need me a good lawsuit so I can invest in myself. You know, stay tuned for the membership video. Like, literally, I need one so bad. DaBaby, I drew the art. How about that? I did it. Like, him threatening him, I don't agree with that. And now, if somebody else touches him, we gonna know you sent that person. So you lucky incriminated yourself with even making that comment. And y'all gonna say, oh, Pierre, you're a hypocrite. You did that skit with E.T. Listen, that's called an impersonation. She did that. I ain't bring up nothing else besides what she said herself. I maybe add a little here or there, but I ain't did nothing crazy. So not too much. I ain't put no pictures of no children, none of the sorts. I just reenacted what she did. So not too much, okay? Before y'all start them comments.
Talking about Buddy with this painting of my two of my daughters that he presented to me outside of a nightclub or whatever. First and foremost, I'm not the type of father that I'm not into, like, you know, grown ass men discussing my daughters, painting pictures of my daughters, taking pictures of my kids. I don't play like that. If you play like that, to each his own. You see what I'm saying? Like, more power to you. Send that nigga a picture of your daughters, let that nigga.
Mind you, it was only 2 of his children. It's not like it was all of his children. That's what makes it a little bit more odd. Okay? From somebody who's worked with kids, you got to be real careful what you do say. You know, I just get it. I get how he feels. I'm telling you. I just don't agree with the threatening. Now you come on now. Like, that's like the last thing he needs right now.
Thank them and then show them some appreciation. Number 2.
At least if you're going to do that, don't put it on the internet and say it.
I'm not accepting no painting of my daughters outside of a nightclub. Number 3. You see what I'm saying? You feel a way about, you know, the principles I stand on with my kids and how far I go to protect them. That ain't none of my concern. Be more grateful to it. Let's go.
So he put on in the comments of the guy's page. So as y'all saw in that post, the top one is the guy's art page. And this is where he commented. He said, "You still got my daughters on your page. As a grown man, after I made a call, I ain't clear or comfortable with that. Instead of playing on for this online attention. So when God put me in front of you, I'm going to show you how serious I am about my daughters. Best advice I could give you, get my children on your page and keep doing what you gifted at doing. Using my kids ain't the right to go if you want to go viral. That's the route to go if you want to get hurt. This a father talking, not a rapper." Okay? Ugh. And then the post, his art page, the post says, "Here's the viral painting, guys. I don't see nothing wrong with it. But hey, shout out to DaBaby and his beautiful family. God bless. The mission continues." The artist kind of gives me a look here, a little clout chaser, just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like a, you know, like when you poke because you know somebody gonna pop, it gives a little bit of that. I ain't gonna lie. Because why just 2 of them, not all of them? Why not a family portrait? I think if it was a family portrait, I don't think he would have gave a crap. I think he would have been like, okay, cool, nice, I'll take it. Like if it was a family portrait. That's how I feel, meaning DaBaby included in it. Let me know what y'all think down below about that, because he's been getting a lot of hate because of that. So Druski's skit is still causing a big uproar among the conservatives that are so butthurt about him doing what he did, okay? And now, Jake Paul being one of them, he wants to do his own skit, but instead, he plans on doing blackface. Oh, yes.
I've been, over the last couple of days, calling makeup artists, and I was gonna do a response to this and like go and do like the full on
darker,
yeah, and do it and just do it back, because why not?
Yeah,
like, are we on the same playing field? Like,
conversations like this are so ignorant because blackface was created as a form of mockery and hate. What Druski did is literally an impersonation of a woman. And not only that, whiteface isn't known to spread hate and to cause discord to offend white people. Blackface was intentionally made to offend black people. So the two are not on the same playing field whatsoever. And Blackface goes decades and years back versus somebody like Druski and or Marlon Wayans and white chicks in this new age and century just started doing whiteface. And it's not meant for hate, it's meant for comedy. And what bothers me about that Druski thing, he never said her name. So y'all being offended over y'all coming to your own conclusions. I don't care. He was making fun of Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas turns conservative. Straight up. So what's the problem? If he does this and he does the blackface, I feel like sponsors behind his brand, companies that back up his brand, if they do not make a form of action to show that they're not in agreement to what he's done, like apparently Druski lost one brand, I forget the brand name. If the same thing is done on his end, that will speak so much volumes. So much volumes.
I think if there's a way to do it, singing in well, this even this sentence. But if there's a way to do it, I've been here many times. If there's a way to do it, I think
he's trying to say don't nigga it up too much. He just didn't want to say the N-word, and he didn't want to say it with the ER, of course. Well, he's saying when you do the blackface, don't be too much of a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just kind of like do the little characteristics and all that, but like, you know what I'm saying? Don't do too much. Don't be too much like a nigga. That's basically what he's trying to say. Save you a little time. Brain fog.
There needs to be some black support for the character, I think. Like I'm saying, like say if Druski or I'm trying to think of somebody else.
Charles Barkley. If you got one of those guys to be like, hey, Theo, I want you to do this skit with me. Let's do this. But still, that's pussy.
And you see, this is how people that are not of color get away with some of the stuff that they do, is they use us as tag-alongs to make it seem okay and passable. So what they're doing isn't not as harmful because one of us is with them. Oh my God. Okay. And not even that, Jake Paul, you're not a comedian. You're not even funny. You used to do YouTube. Like, what the heck? Nobody cares. I do YouTube, but I'm funny now. That's the difference.
You know.
You think it is?
Yeah.
To me, there's a level of like,
doesn't that make us more like prejudice?
Like more prejudice?
That makes us, if we have to partner with someone. Druski just dropped this.
And he's done it a couple of times.
Exactly. I fucking love it. This is great. This is how humans should be.
I agree.
We should fucking make fun of each other. And I don't see in color, I see in truth and comedy. So like,
anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think down below about this video. Once again, answer my questions at the beginning because I really want to hear y'all thoughts on that. Let me know what y'all think, and we're our babies.